All right, we're talking with Jones County Junior College head football coach David Thornton. Bobcats 4-0 and 2-0 in the South Division after a 21-14 victory over Pearl River last week. The Bobcats will be hosting Mississippi Gulf Coast in a big-time South Division showdown this week. But let's reflect on the Pearl River game first, Coach. Did a lot of good things in the game. I know the 5 turnovers were disappointing, kind of put our defense behind the 8 ball a little bit, but they played extremely well, and it's always good to come out of that with a victory.
Yes, it is. I tell you what, with it being, the cat fight and such a huge rivalry, I thought our kids rose to the challenge and overcame some adversity and really played well. Even though we had those turnovers, we played fairly well on both sides of the ball. Defense stepped up when our offense had some turnovers in the red zone and gave them the ball, and so that was nice to see that they forced some turnovers as well. So it almost evened itself out. But both sides of the ball played well. Special teams played well, and it was really overall team effort for the win.
Yeah, I noticed in the game once again we spread the ball out pretty good, throwing it around. Kenny Coleman with a solid job. Stephen Swindle came in, had some nice throws, and Rodriguez Ducksworth, a couple of nice touchdown catches. So once again, everybody getting involved on offense.
No doubt. I tell you what, it was a team effort and played a lot of guys, on the offensive side of the ball. And Stephen came in and did well, and Stephen's had the experience to do that and started most of the year last year. And we've got a really good thing at quarterback going on with that tandem with Kenny and Stephen, because they're both different guys. They both have a different dynamic and do good things, and both are capable leaders and capable quarterbacks, and we're a better team with both those guys playing for sure.
And defensively, once again, it's just like clockwork. You can put Kendall Island and Jamal Lucas out there, and they're going to lead the team in tackles just about every week. They do a great job, and they're right in the middle of everything. But several other guys played well on that side of the ball.
They did. I tell you what, we had several guys that stepped up over there and made some big plays, and Cody Mitchell made some big plays again for the second week in a row, and Aldricus Wilson, Maurice Fluellen, all those guys in the secondary played really well. Rayco McGee stepped up, started at Sam linebacker, and did a great job for Davion Green, who was out with an ankle injury. So a lot of guys stepped up, played well. Again, those linebackers, like you said, very solid. Those guys, they bring their lunch pail to work every day. I tell you what, those two guys are great leaders and doing a great job. D-line played well. I think they held Pearl River to 10 or 11 first downs, and Pearl River was a big-time rushing team, and for those front people to do that, that's a feather in their hat for sure. Did a great job.
Of course, we got the Mississippi Gulf Coast Bulldogs this week, and they're 4-0 and playing extremely well. And I know they got Chad Hupp as their new head coach, but they're kind of doing what they've done in the past. You pretty much can depend on them trying to run the football against you, and they've done a pretty good job so far this year. Kind of tell us a little bit about Gulf Coast on both sides of the ball there.
Yeah, like you said, offensively, they're pretty much doing the same things they've done the last several years. They're primarily a run-based team. They've got some skill guys that are really good and can run on offense. The quarterback is an athletic guy that runs around really well, throws a nice ball too, and big offensive line, so they're going to try to push you around a little bit up front. So, and they're very, very good offense because they have a lot of play-action pass off their runs, which makes them pretty good. Defensively, play a lot of people on defense, a lot of speed on that defense as well. Still playing the 3-3 that they've played this last several years, and they do a good job of it and bring different types of pressures out of it and roll different coverages. So it'll be a challenge for us as an offense to be able to do some things this week. So definitely need an overall team effort to win this game. Special teams too needs to come through and be solid and get the advantage there. So definitely a tough week for us.
Yeah, Mississippi Gulf Coast, I know, just look at their numbers. I think they run it for about 267 yards a game and only giving up about 215 yards a game on defense. So they've got the formula figured out, but Bobcats have beaten them a couple of times in a row, so it should be a very, very good football game here Thursday night at Bobcat Stadium.
It should. I tell you what, like you said, we've won the last 2 years with those guys. I think they were ranked #1 in the country both times. We were fortunate to beat them, and a lot of these kids were on the team last year that did that, and they know that we can win. Of course, we've got to play 4 quarters of football and not turn it over. But our guys seem like they're fired up and ready for the challenge.
All right, Coach Thornton, we want to wish you and the staff and the Bobcats all the best Thursday night against Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Thanks, y'all.